Hey guys, welcome back. It's a new week, and as you can see behind me, more of the same. Cutting up these logs. There's Shadow. Where's your stick? That's not your stick. Where's your stick? Well, we cut that up, and as you can see, what isn't covered is what I cut up tonight. But my gas saw does not like to work once it gets below freezing, so I'm back to running just the battery saw, which that works pretty good. I mean, you can see what I got accumulated tonight. But yeah, let's take a walk up. I made a little bit of a, I shouldn't say a financial mistake. I don't know if that's the best word to call it or not. I'll show you. I basically wasted probably 15, 20 bucks today because I forgot. So anyhow, we'll walk up here and I'll cue you in and see if you can figure out what it is. Yeah, so there's snow. But what do you think I forgot to do before we left today for work? We had a nice, beautiful, sunny day, and if you can hear in the background, generator's running. What's wrong with that picture? So we had snow overnight, and of course, goofball me shoveled off the deck, but I didn't shovel the snow off the panel, so we got hardly any solar charge today. It is what it is. It's one of those lessons that, oh, we're that time of year again. So, but I think I'm gonna head in and warm up. It's probably about 29, 30 degrees right now. Not overly cold, but I'm never ready for it. But we'll see if I get anything done inside. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow. Hey guys, welcome back. It is Friday afternoon. I apologize, I haven't filmed much. The sun is just now coming out in the last hour or so. It's been overcast pretty much all day. But went down and cleaned up a little bit of the firewood till I ran out of battery. My gas saw doesn't like to work once it gets below freezing, which is normal. But then I came up here, and I don't remember a previous video where this rim joist here was not in place. The previous owner just put it in there, just rested the floor joists on top of a 2x4, but they're spanned every 4 feet, so they're sitting on top of the post, and then there's a cross piece going underneath, but I can't show that because of the insulation. But yeah, so I put that on today to get that sealed up. We ordered our steel. We're going to do galvanized panels down here on the bottom to cover this up on this side and the other side for the winter. So I'm getting this all prepped up, and then we're going to have our, the first start, I don't know if you want to call it a rim joist or what, that's going to go along over the top of that board. That's going to anchor in for our deck walkway that's going to go between the bump out when we do that addition, a little bump out addition, entryway addition on this end, and then this end here we'll get the deck. So you can kind of see how much it's overhanging. So it's going to take a little finesse and some tweaking here, but I think we're going to get it where it's pretty dang close to where we want it. We'll have to fill this in underneath here with some lumber to get this framed out and taken care of. So let's get in there. So we're just trying to get things ready. We're going to leave the plywood on there for the winter, and we'll do the steel next spring. But we're just trying to get this part, rather than put plastic on it, make some progress, because once we get this walkway on either end, then we can start looking at extending the roof out over that walkway and then getting the siding on this part of the house. And so that's kind of what we're working towards, is trying to get everything done so we can button up this and redo our roof and all that fun stuff. So, but that's kind of what I've been working on. I'm gonna see if I got scrounge up some 2x4s. I didn't think I needed to order any, but I might have to, or at least pick some up this week. Our steel's coming on Friday, next Friday. So I got a week to get it all prepped and ready to go. So when the steel's here, we can throw some insulation in there and kind of insulate this wall, keep the cold out of here, keep it a little warmer underneath, at least keep it, semi close to freezing or just above freezing. 45 degrees would be ideal, 40, 45 underneath, but If we don't get that, we don't get that, but it's better than nothing to kind of give it a little more buffer. So that's what our plan is. Like I said, we'll do from the little deck now all the way over to the corner here, and then we'll do the opposite side as well. That's our plan. So I'll try to film some more of it when we do more tomorrow. I don't know how much more I'm going to get done today. I got to get a couple things done inside that are more work related than house related. So, but we'll keep you posted. Hey guys, welcome back. It is Saturday afternoon, early afternoon, and yep, more firewood. Got the rest of the stuff cut up. Now I'm just going to shift operations and pull all this stuff out. I'll take my saw stand and everything, and we'll move it up over on the other side of the house over there. So get the rest of those trees cut up, or at least get set up for there, that we can just basically take it from one to the other and just kind of continue working on getting stuff done. We'll probably use the loader and park the trailer for now. Park the trailer for the winter. But I'll take you up here. Let's go take a walk up to the house. And I'll show you what we did yesterday. It got dark before, so I didn't film any last night because it was just too dark. But as we were talking about the skirting around the house, on the bottom, underside of the house, crawl space, we're going to leave that plywood there. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that yesterday when I was talking about it. But so forgive me if a little redundant. But we got this all kind of framed up, so you can see it's 16 on center. We got some old R21 insulation that's been weathered a little bit, that we don't really care if the mice get in it or anything like that. But so for the top portions, we're going to use that, and then for that very bottom piece, or the piece along to where it comes in contact with the ground, we're going to use some foam panel insulation that we have. So stuff that we had left over when we added on to the siding of the house. So you can kind of see underneath, we added, well, there's a piece of foam right there actually, but we added 1.5 inches to the outside to give us a little bit, so we're looking at about an R20, I think we said R23 with actually no, I take the back, R28 in the walls, because we got R21 on the inside plus another 7.5 on the outside. So with the sheeting, plywood in between, the air barriers, we're looking at an R28, which is good. I mean, that's a good wall. Walnuts, and our windows are beautiful. We don't have any heat loss on our windows that we found. You can put your hand up against it and they don't frost on the inside, nothing. They don't build up moisture unless we have the humidity up too high, but that's only if we're boiling a bunch of water. So, but I'm gonna finish up the firewood, and then we're gonna go to the other side and do the same thing on the other side, get it ready. Materials coming next Friday, so we'll get this piece here, and then the flip side on the other side we'll get done as well. And I'll show you what it looks like now. It's kind of a mess. You gotta take the plastic down, and plastic is what we've used for the last few years to keep the wind out from underneath there. But you can kind of see this is what we're dealing with right now. And we're going to just clean this up, try to get it framed up as best we can, or without as much angle. But these posts, unfortunately, you can see they lean a little bit. You can kind of see how they tip in at the top. So we'll frame it as best we can, make it as straight as we can, but there'll be somewhat of a slope to it, and there's no way around it, unfortunately. So, but that's what we're going to work on, and we'll get this thing going here. Get everything ready so that at least when the material shows up, that we can just plug away and get it done real quick and chalk this off. Because once we're done with this, I mean, this is really our next our outdoor project for this season. We'll carry that skirting all the way along, and we're gonna have a walking, raised walking platform 4 foot wide here. We're gonna carry it around to that corner so that it's carries to our walkway over there. So it's a little bit more than what we originally planned. We weren't going to do this wall, but we kind of decided that it just made more sense to do that. Put a stair in the corner here to come to the backyard. That'll be the stair coming off of, and then the deck will come off of here. So, but that's our plan. So I'll try to film some of that once I get started on this. It's going to be a little bit, but once I get started on this, I'll film it. So we'll be back. Now, trailer's unloaded. I'll probably be the last I'm going to use it for the season, I think. But I'm on the 4th course in the shed here. And that's almost to the top. There's probably about 3 feet yet here on this one. And that end's pretty close to the top now, but we're getting there. I think another few days of cutting wood. I mean, it's going to be, I want to get this filled, and I'd like to get that next course done. So it's going to take quite a bit to get this done yet, but I want to try to get this one filled before we really get into the winter onset. And then I might just see how we go. You know, I'm estimating, I mean, there again, it just depends on the winter too. I'm estimating that, you know, we've burned so far this year, this first course that was full. So that's been probably about 3-4 weeks. So there's 4 more courses, so maybe 10 to 12 weeks there. And we maybe got 10. I don't know. I honestly don't think it's going to be. I'm thinking we got maybe 12 weeks. So 3 months worth of stuff between these two. 3, maybe 4 months yet of wood to burn. But then again, I just don't know. I don't know how much, you know, we've never had a pile to kind of judge how much we burn. We've just gotten loads of firewood the first year. We got 2 dump truck loads of firewood. And I think it was a 12-yard dump truck full. So he figured it was 5 to 7 cords. He doesn't really know. You know, I don't think he really knows. I think it was probably closer to 5 cords of wood. And we burned through that, plus another third of the next load in our first winter. But we were burning, you know, probably twice as much wood that first winter as we normally would. So I honestly don't have a good idea. You know, the last 2 winters, we've literally been, you know, maybe getting a week or 2 stockpile at a time and then going back out and doing it. So we just have not had, this is the most firewood we've ever had stocked. So, which makes me feel good. I'm just to the point where I want to get it as much stocked as possible so that we don't have, you know, so I don't have to go digging in the snow if I don't have to. But we're going to move things to operations. Here, let me spin the camera and kind of see. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see with the dump truck. But along that tree line, there's a bunch of trees laying down, pushed up against the tree line. So I'm going to work on that yet. While we still don't have snow on the ground, I'm going to kind of work on that. I'm not going to use the trailer just because we're so close. I'll probably just go out and cut and split it like I was doing down below and just load it into the bucket of loader and just bring a bucket load at a time out and just kind of keep plugging away at that till that is cleaned up and the only thing left is brush. So, because I'd like to try to burn that brush this winter as well, just to kind of clean things up around here, as well as burn that brush pile down there this winter. Get that done. So I haven't even gotten working on the house yet, so I think I'm going to spend some little time getting the trailer cleaned out, figure out where I'm going to park it for the winter so it's out of the way, and then I'll check back in with you. Alright guys, that's going to be it for Saturday, but I'll show you. Well, I didn't work on the house at all. I can work on that, but just struggling with the snow and keeping snow out of our shed, both the wood shed and the shed down below. So let me flip the camera. So we had a bunch of old canvas, tent canvas, military canvas that was left here by the previous owner. And so I took a chunk of it, and there's still more inside, but I just wrapped it and tucked it back in. But that kind of helps keep, because as you can see, this one isn't as bad because most of it I got out of here, but you can see the snow building up on it just because it's sticking out. But I didn't want to have that problem with the wood that's in there, so I'm just going to keep like this and see how this does. I don't know what I might do something a little different with the shed next year. I might add like a lean-to off this way or something, but with the wood shed, but I'm not sure yet. But I spent the last couple hours, I didn't film any of it because it's just moving stuff around, but reorganizing. You know, when we moved up here, we basically everything that could go in the big shed went in the pole barn, went in the shed. I call it the shed, but anyhow, so everything that we had that could go in there for the first winter went in there. And it wasn't put in there any rhyme or reason. It was just put on a pallet to keep it off the ground so it didn't get wet. Because we didn't know what to expect in the spring other than we knew it was soft ground. So that's kind of why we did what we did down there. So now I'm just trying to reorganize it, get things straightened out. We got a whole ton of windows that were going to be thrown out from work. They're not good for the house, but for like an output, you know, if we do like a little cabin or a little workshop or the garage even, you know, we can use those windows for that because we really don't care about the insulation factor of it as much. So, but so I'm going to organize that, get that done, and I'm going to probably take some of that same canvas and do the same thing I did with the wood shed, is just to put it on that. So, but that's going to be it for today, Saturday. So we'll see you tomorrow. Hi guys. This is what I was referring to. I'm trying to get the shadow of the phone out. Everything's on pallets, but yeah, these are all those windows. As you can hopefully see, goes all the way back. There's a bunch more here. This patio door here was actually put in as a quote-unquote picture window when we first moved into the place, and that was replaced. There's another one of them over there in that corner behind that plywood. Now bring it over here and get it all organized, but yeah, you can see our mess. But I got this corner cleaned out. This is actually twice as much open room in this bay just alone as what I had. So I mean, it is getting organized a little better. But this old Franklin coal stove was what we heated. For those that haven't watched the first few videos, this is what we heated our house with for the first few months until we got the current wood stove. This poor thing, yeah, it was burned probably 4 times as much wood as we have right now, or that we're burning right now with our current wood stove. So inefficient. I mean, it's cool. I wouldn't mind restoring it, getting it cleaned up and heated and painted, and you know, use it for heating, like, you know, a small little cabin or something like that, just something you don't need a lot of heat to generate. But yeah, so it's a work in progress. But I'm going to take this bay here and this bay and cover these openings with some canvas so that it's done. And oh yeah, it's been raining, but it ain't rain no more. That's all snow, and underneath is mud because everything thawed out. So yeah, but it is that time of year. Well guys, that's going to be it for this week. Not real exciting projects, just kind of putzing away at stuff. So we're just going to keep plugging away, and I'm going to keep getting that organized and getting that buttoned up as best we can. Like I said, our goal is to get our trailer in there so it doesn't, we had issues with too much snow getting on it last winter and it started to collapse the roof. So I don't want to repeat that, and I don't have to worry about it. So if I can get it in the shed, great. If I can't, then I'll just have to make sure I keep clearing the snow off it every so often. So, but anyhow, we will see you next week. Thanks for watching.